you're the Wall Street guy here. And, you know, I think one of the strongest arguments in favor of this demand side analysis of the economy right now is there is tons of capital on the sidelines. We've just been hearing quite a lot about how, you know, getting the private sector involved is going to solve the jobs problem. But the private sector, your clients, have tons of money, which they're not investing. Why aren't they?
There is capital out there, but there is this debate whether we have the growth and that companies should put the money to work, and is it best for their shareholders, their employees, and their clients. And at around 2% GDP, there's a flip of a coin. Can you build organically, okay, to grow, or do you have to look at acquisitions? Cash on hand is a good thing because it gives all of these CEOs the optionality. And at some point, they're going to spend that money. And I think we're at that point now. We have $1 trillion on balance sheet in the US. We have $1 trillion on balance sheet, off balance sheet overseas. So we have money to put to work. I think two things about capital. We all talk about corporate America having capital. They're flush with cash. But the mom and pop retail store and the small homeowner, tight credit is tight for them. They used to get a home equity loan and maybe go start their small business. That's non-existent today. So it's easy for us as CEOs.
But that's not because the banks don't have money, right? I mean, the banks are the guys who are supposed to be lending to them, and they have tons of money.
There's three things that have happened. One, we have 1,000 less banks, and the community banks still have commercial real estate on their portfolios. Secondly, we as an industry have delevered, and we're being asked to put up a lot more capital. And then third, the small investor, the small entrepreneur, is a little nervous whether he sees that growth to reinvest his own money there. So there's a push-pull. You know, there is capital there, but we need, I think, the society talking a little more positive of people gaining confidence in our country. And I think if we have that, you will start seeing money be put to work.
So let me just touch on two things. One related to capital, credit, and equity, and also I should make sure in terms of entrepreneurship, there was a recognition we're not just focused on technology-related companies. On the capital issue, only about 15% of companies that are high-growth companies get venture capital. So there's a lot of other sources of capital and providing access to credit. And the SBA does some interesting things with loan guarantee programs. One company that's grown quite rapidly the last decade started in Baltimore, Under Armour, in the athletic wear. Basically, Kevin Plank will tell you his company wouldn't have been able to get to the next step without a $250,000 loan, 88% of which was an SBA loan guarantee. So the bank was able to take a risk on an early-stage company because of those loan guarantee programs. So we need to streamline access to that, and Karen Mills, who heads the SBA, is working on that, so more entrepreneurs know about those programs and can navigate the system and get access to that. But it's not just about venture capital. That's one key part of it. It's also about broader access to credit as these companies scale. The second point is that entrepreneurship, of course, you know, technology, internet is going to be something that a perspective, obviously, I bring. And as Brian said, it continues to be a key growth segment. Companies like Apple and Facebook and Google and so forth, obviously, have driven that. But this country is a lot more than technology. The largest, probably the most successful entrepreneurial company in the last 50 years is Walmart. Started by Sam Walton in one little town saying, let's provide access to more stuff at lower prices for people who don't live in big cities. You know, now it has 1 million employees. Starbucks is another non-technology company that's grown rapidly over the last decade, providing an interesting product and an interesting kind of experience. So it's how do you celebrate all these forms of entrepreneurship, technology obviously being important, but there are many other aspects to this, and then marrying them with capital and also marrying them with talent, whether it be the employees or mentors and others that can help them kind of take their companies to the next stage.